and welcome you tune into Market Cafe with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Uncle Mishra. Good morning to everyone. Well, in the next 1 hour, we'll take you through how the global markets have fared, how the crude is fared, and also the cues to watch out for today's trading session, and how can you place your bets before the trading session starts. But first up, let's take stock of how the US markets, ended the day. Good days coming in, Uncle, for US markets. In fact, the US markets are sitting at their all-time high, especially the NASDAQ, where there is renewed interest in the tech stocks.
Yes, definitely markets at an all-time high. S&P 500, NASDAQ 100 rallied to a new high. And why it has happened? Because of a few of the stocks which will S&P 500 actually edged closer to an all-time high, whereby you can see a sharp recovery from April lows despite persistent concerns over tariffs, jumped 8% and bringing its weekly gain to around 3% and putting it just shy of February intraday record high of 6,147. If you talk about NASDAQ, that added 1% to finish 1% high at the close of the day, also nearing a fresh peak, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed to 404 points or around 1% to end at 43,386. Now markets moved to session highs after White House spokesperson did downplay the importance of July tariff deal deadlines.
All right, so that's how the US markets rallied, but US stock futures are a little changed. Investors are waiting and watching out for the inflation data that is likely to come out today, and everybody is watching out for that, and so is the Fed. But let's take stock of how the crude fared then. As far as crude prices are concerned, crude prices, crude prices have seen this sharp decline after the sharp uptick that we saw. It was trading at those sub 70 levels. It's still sub 70, but we did see it inch up a little higher, and that is on the back of a couple of reasons. One, the recovery in the losses that we saw came in from the fact that there is renewed interest in the fact that the US demand is improving. The second reason is that the inventory stockpile fell, and also we do see some bit of a respite coming in on the Israel-Iran conflict front, and on the back of that we did see some bit of a recovery coming in on Brent crude oil and WTI as well. So if you look at the where it's poised at, Brent crude is at $68 a barrel and WTI is at $65.54 a barrel. So a slight tick up that we see coming in on the back of demand signals for crude.
And also it will be important what happens in the next OPEC meet, because the expectation is that there is going to be an output hike. But shifting focus to our domestic markets, and we have Snehi who will tell which are the cues to watch.
Well, yes, good morning. Yesterday's expiry has been a stellar trading day for the markets. You had Nifty that closed with gains of about 1.1% and very good moves coming in for the Nifty, because we just closed shy of that 25,500 mark. Sensex to a 1.2% uptick came in yesterday's trading session and ended almost at the day's highest point for the Nifty and the Sensex. Similarly for the broader end of the market as well, though they largely underperformed the benchmark indices. You had Nifty mid cap and small cap that also closed in the green with gains of about 0.6 and 0.4% respectively. What did very well, absolutely well in yesterday's trading session was Nifty Bank, fresh record high coming in for Nifty Bank, and within that you have HDFC Bank that was also in focus, because in the last couple minutes of trade yesterday, HDFC Bank has also inched its fresh record high levels, crossing that 2,000 rupees per share mark for the first time ever. Other than that, select names from the Nifty pack like Shriram Finance, Jio Financial, Bharti Airtel, Tata Steel, Hindalco, they did well. On the flip side, some pressure was there on Dr. Reddy's on the back of a negative note coming in from Citi and Tech Mahindra, both of them for the same reason, followed by Wipro, Hero Moto and M&M. These were some stocks that were in pressure in yesterday's trade. It was very important to note where the India VIX closed yesterday, a 3% cut coming in on that index. So around the 12.5 mark is where we've closed for India VIX as well. Very good and very positive levels coming over there. If you take a look at the sectoral gainers and losers today, topping the charts was Nifty Metal with names like Hindustan Copper, SAIL, Jindal Steel, Nalco. Followed by that, you had financial services, energy, banks, FMCG, auto, PSU banks. Pharma and IT closed on the flat line, and media and realty. In fact, Nifty Realty was the biggest losing sector in yesterday's trading session. If you take a look at the technicals, when we interacted with our experts yesterday, Jatin Gedia believes that the markets today could open on a positive note and the resistance to watch out will be 25,750 on the upside. And Kunal Bothra also believes that if the positivity continues for the markets, resistance could be seen at 25,800 with support levels around 25,500. So watch out for these levels and watch out for if you're able to sustain these gains in today's trade as well.